All right, welcome back to the Sunday Weekly Forex Cast. We're going to get right into it. We have some solid setups coming into this week. Last week we saw the dollar index, the US dollar, take a big pump. So we see here on the weekly, we got a firm, strong close, strong weekly close, right? And I will only be looking for continued bullish pressure this week on the dollar. The way things are shaping up across the market, even looking at the majors and certain pairs paired up with the dollar. So in this perspective, we could see the dollar slightly pull back first, of course, but overall, if we see something like this, I still will be looking for, the dollar index to give us another wave to the upside. And it's going to be interesting how things open up, especially with um, things going on with Iran and Israel, the drones, potential war on the horizon. It's interesting to see how the market is going to open up. Are we going to open up with any gaps, as well as with gold? So we'll see how things develop with that. Also looking at the yen index. So the yen ended the week extremely bullish. All right. Overall, of course, we've been in this downtrend. Big downtrend going on the yen, but it closed the week with a strong bullish pump. All right. And with that, because we got to keep in mind that yen is also a safe haven asset or safe haven currency. So with all the things that's going on, war and these different things, we saw the yen also take a pump as well, because gold was still pumping crazy. And, we'll see that even when the dollar was pumping as well. But we could see here, the yen index here on the daily had a strong pump from that level. It slightly broke below this level, this low, and then we had a strong, firm pump. So it's going to be interesting to see how this week open up. It did come and reject roughly around this level of structure, but I want to see how price is going to react here. Maybe a slight pullback before any more continued move to the upside. But as we look at some of the yen pairs, we're going to see how it's looked like they're setting up for another move down, going in line with yen strength. So we'll see how that play out. All right, gold. So like I said, gold, it ended the week with a big dump. All right. But before this dump that happened on Friday, the gold, you see, just continued to make bigger all-time highs. Even when the dollar was moving up, we saw gold still continue to pump. But now price just had a strong fall. But now we're coming towards, basically like this higher low, this level of structure. So it's going to be interesting, especially with them just sending out those drones and everything with the war situation with Iran and Israel. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a gap up on gold or gold continue strong from this level, because especially in times of war, safe haven assets like gold are bullish. All right. So we're going to see how price react from this level. But as long as price hold here and it's with all the tensions and stuff rising, we could see gold give a strong wave up. All right. But if not, we see, because I am still bullish on the dollar. So usually you would expect gold to be inverse of the dollar, but war can change that. But if they hold, seeing different reports like, oh, the US intercepted some and things of that nature. So we'll see how talks develop going into the week. But if price don't hold here and we see a break, if it breaks below the structure, then we could see gold have a bigger fall. All right, price would need to break that structure for me to shift and say, okay, look for sales. Euro USD. So Euro USD, EU had a strong fall. All right. First price pumped up here, and then this where they had that big dump from. If you look to the left, always look to the left to go right. So it's no coincidence that, it basically came roughly around this level of structure, played around the level that we had a big fall. Now looking at the daily, all right, this is as simple as trading gets. Seeing a strong daily close like this below this level of structure, all right, looking to the left, this is a previous level of demand. All right, always look left to go right. Even over here, it's basically lines up, with this level of demand structure over here as well, right? Big pump from that level. So seeing that, identifying that level, being a significant level, and having a daily close, I would like to see a pullback or a retest of this level, ideally, for another fall. All right, so I would like to see how things develop. You can even go down to the smaller time frame, but even looking at this from perspective of the daily, I would expect price to stay below that daily dump. All right, so we could see something like this, corrective flag, bearish flag set up for another wave down. So that's what I am anticipating going into the week for EURUSD. GU, same thing. All right, as well. Also looking at these weekly candles, looking at this on GU, strong evening star. This is a strong evening star here on the weekly. All right, strong evening star drop. We also breaking below this level of structure. All right, always look left to go right. So I definitely do like more sales. Even looking at the daily, look to the left, price just broke this level of structure. All right, level of demand or support structure. All right, also here. So we broke below that level, a nice daily close. When I see daily and 4-hour closes below, that's a nice sign to look to continue to trade in that direction. So in this scenario, I would like to see price pull back, ideally at least to about 1.25. Honestly, if price come to about 1.25, I will be looking for entries. All right, it could possibly pull a little higher, maybe to retest, but overall, I'll look for that pullback to at least 1.25. I would expect price to stay below this daily candle. All right, and look to catch the next wave down. Looking to the left. First target could probably be around here, like roughly around 1.238, like around that support level, structure level. All right, but looking to the left, we could come even, next level will be even further down, basically into this level of demand here, like to this level, major level of demand. Always looking left to go right, even when it comes to your targets. All right, so I'm looking at certain levels. Even this level I said around 238 pretty much lines up with structure around here too. So anywhere between 238 to 234, 233, somewhere around there, we could see price reach. All right. NU. So this was a setup I sent out that played out perfectly. Now, this one I say price action and market structure is king. I know some people say fundamentals, some people that believe fundamentals are king first, but the way I see it, I do factor in fundamentals, but you're going to always see price show its hand, right? Whether it's because of a news event that it did what it did, but it's always going to react at certain levels of structure. And I don't believe that's a coincidence. I believe the market really runs off like an algorithm. All right. This is really like a game, right? And this and smart money and the money, they know exactly where to go. And there's no coincidence that it lines up with structure. So you see, NU had a big corrective move up, and it basically came to this previous level of structure, right? And right at that previous level of structure, we had this big fall, right? We're here on the daily chart, so we had a strong engulfing close there, all right? So seeing that, you expect price to continue to the downside. So when I came down to the 4-hour chart, I was like, remember, daily and 4-hour closes below levels of structure are key for me when it comes to price. So big fall right here, looking to the left, this lower high structure, right, within this corrective move. I mean, higher low structure within this corrective move. Price also gave a firm 4-hour close below that level. All right. So seeing that, I was anticipating price coming back for the retest and continuing. I sent this out in the Telegram. You can see the arrows are still there. Before this played out, I sent this out and we got the beautiful play. All right. Beautiful play. I was expecting price to stay below this 4-hour candle of the breaker structure. That's ideal. It's similar on the daily chart. Firm daily breaker structure, I expect price to stay below that. All right. So it retested in this area. You would expect the price to stay below. Boom. If you entered around there, you only had about 17 pip stop and down to these lows, right? Nice 1 to 3 or more risk to reward. All right. Almost a one, basically like a 1 to 4, 1 to 4 setup. Beautiful. All right. So I'm still expecting NU to continue because you can see it retested there, gave a breakdown. And now look at the daily candle. This daily candle also just closed bearish engulfing. All right. So, price could pull back and retest. All right. But overall, I will expect price to continue. So if it was to retest, I would look for it to potentially retest this level of structure. All right. For the next potential wave down. All right. Judging based off the daily, you could see levels. This could come all the way back down here, especially the dollar continue bullish. We could see this come all the way down to this major level of demand. All right. To at least 0.59 psychological level, at least there, roughly, possibly a little lower into these levels. All USD, same thing. All right, we had a dump with the dollar. Just keep this real simple. We see here on the daily, daily engulfing, bearish engulfing, break below the psychological level of 0.65. You can also take this counter trend line. All right, we got a break of that. All right, so how I would play this, I would like to see a retest. Ideally, a retest of 6.5 will be nice, and that lines up a route with this trend line for the next wave down. So if it, let's say if it was a retest within there, you know, and I will expect price to stay below, you know, this bearish daily candle. All right, and this can come down towards these levels, especially if the dollar continue bearish. You know, you just see levels down here. All right, anywhere towards down these levels, you will look to take profit. Look for targets to head. Now, of course, we would need to see price break this low. Price would need to break this structure to continue down. But of course, if we break below that structure, then, you know, expect we could look for a bigger move down. Now going into the yen pairs, starting with GJ. GJ gave a nice fall as well. I sent this out when price had a daily close above this level. All right. I was anticipating price coming for the retest for another wave. So that's what it gave us. And it retested basically into that supply structure. Some will call that like an order block area, you know, and it basically formed like this double top and had a fall, a shift in price. All right, I covered this in the well, I sent this out. All right, you see that shift in price on this pullback. I was anticipating another wave down. Boom, we got a sharp dump. Now, moving forward, looking to the left, we can see price close. Basically, we see this level of structure. This daily candle is a nice bearish engulfing. All right, but you got to be careful with yen. Yen has been moving wild lately. But from this perspective, it could pull back a little higher, but I would look for GJ to set up for, excuse me, another wave down on this pullback. All right. So I would allow it to correct, really probably, excuse me, correct more of this 4-hour candle. I would look for price to really stay below that 4-hour candle. All right. And maybe probably pull back some of that, right? Set them for the next wave down. EJ, similar type of setup. This was also a really nice setup. Reaching towards levels of supply. All right. Now, when I saw this, really same thing. When I saw this shift in price here, we had bearish engulfing, slight pullback, another dump with that bearish engulfing, and the price had a slight pullback. So I remember I was looking at this on a 1 hour, and what price did was it broke structure and it came back and retested, right? You had a nice shift in price, right? Bearish shift in price for the retest here, and then set up for that bigger wave now. All right, beautiful price action and market structure. So now moving forward, looking to the left, price did close below, you know, this level of structure right here, level of supply structure. So now I would still anticipate more sales, but maybe correct more of this, pull back, you know, and set up for another potential wave to the downside. AJ, I actually caught this sell to end the week. You know, we see we got a nice bearish head and shoulders right here. Beautiful. So this will be considered our neckline of the head and shoulders. So ideally, you want to see a retest of that. If you missed the initial shoulder for the drop, I caught that drop. Really, what made me confident in catching this sell is the daily. I'm telling you, daily price action is key. When I saw this daily candle form, this bearish engulfing, right? That bearish engulfing right there, and we got a close below, you know, this level of this resistance top, right? Nice bearish engulfing on the daily. So I went to the smaller time frame. I caught my entry. I expected price to stay below that daily candle as it did, and then I caught this dump. All right. So now this daily candle just closed bearish engulfing. If you look to the left, we have more potential downside. This is a major structural point we coming up to right here, major level of supply. So we could be setting up to pull into those levels. All right. So what I'm looking for, or what I would look for, is a pullback or retest within this levels of structure for AJ within this neckline. Pullback within here, setting up for the next wave down. I would like to see price stay below that 4-hour candle, that 4-hour break of that structure. All right. Definitely below the daily, but you know, we could see something like that. We could see price pull back, retest, right, for the next wave down into these levels of structure. All right. So those are the pairs on my watch list. Just want to give you a variety dealing with, like most of the time I focus on the yen and dollar pairs. Those are my go-tos for the most part when it comes to Forex. So let's just allow, like right now, the hand has been shown. So we just got to allow price to come to us, allow these pullbacks, these retests to happen, and just ride the wave. At that point, once they show their hand, if you miss the move, okay, just catch pullbacks, catch retests, catch structure plays, and just continue to ride the wave in that direction once you have clear directional bias. All right. Be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate y'all like and subscribe, as well as tap into the free Telegram. If you're looking to follow my trade ideas, I do send out trade ideas, but of course in the private Discord, I send out exact signals with targets, as well as, I'm going to get more into, live sessions. We're going to start doing more inside the group, as well as, the bull market is coming in crypto. So we do give out some gems, some crypto ideas and things of that nature that we're looking for with this bull run. So let's catch some pips, man. Let's tap in. And I hope y'all got value out of that. Peace, peace. Shalom.